Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy Don Benito, and today we're gonna be discussing the match reaction to yesterday. And you know what? Hey, I'm just gonna dive straight into it because I don't want to waste too much time. You know what I'm saying? So, first things first, let's talk about the starting lineup, right? Onana at the back, Martinez, Lindelof, De Ligt, Delo. In the midfield, we had Ugarte, Eriksen, Mazraoui, Rashford, Garnacho, Hoyland. Let's no Xerxes. Let's discuss how when you looked at on that score sheet, how everybody just lost their stuff. Yes, Mazraoui was put in that number 10 position, and everybody's going crazy about why and for why. Honestly, the way I watched that game, Mazraoui might have been in that number 10 position or might have been put in that number 10 position, but he didn't necessarily play like a number 10. It's not like the game was going through him. Do you understand? Because our number 10 or number 10s are usually the outlets, are usually the creative force behind what we are trying to do. And yesterday, even though Mazraoui was put in that number 10 position, he wasn't displaying those things. And I'm not trying to shoot him down. I'm trying to make you understand that in as much as people are like, why was this guy playing in that number 10 position? It looked more like Eriksen was playing in that free role number 10 position. Maybe I saw things differently. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please leave a comment down below. But it felt like Mazraoui was used as a utility player in this situation. Why? I don't know. The reason why I'm gonna say I don't know, and it's because people have started becoming entitled to the starting lineup, almost like they are the managers, you know. And I'm sick and tired of hearing people, oh, he should have done this, he should have done that, he should have put this, he should have put that. Yesterday, the gaffer started Garnacho and Rashford, right? He started them. The other game, when Rashford was benched, when he had just scored, people lost their shit. Now he has played them. People are now saying, why is he not playing Ahmad? It's like, dude, what the fuck do you want? Oh, why didn't Casemiro start? Like, if Casemiro starts has a bad game, you guys shit on Eric. Like, there's nothing that this manager can do that you guys are ever going to like. Ever. Ever. It just seems like it. So I understand. So for me, you know, when you are going to these very difficult and hostile situations or venues, I will take a point all day, every day. I will take a point rather than nothing. And I know people are losing their mind over this. You know, it's so annoying how people are just, I don't want to use the word shallow, but it's like, yo, like it's like this record. Like, do you remember how things transpired right up until where we are right now? Like, are people remembering? Or is it just one of those things where you're just like, nah, our record in Europe is it's like this. It's like are we just picking on things just so that we can have a story? Oh, I forgot. This is Manchester United. Any story goes. Anything that anyone says about Manchester United, it just starts something and it goes. So you know what? Yeah, I don't care. So Erik Ten Hag explained why he put Mazraoui in that situation. And the key thing that I got out of what he was saying is that they was looking for somebody that can press, you know, Mason Mount. Mason Mount is our pressing king, our pressing demon. This guy is injured. We're not going to see the best out of him. In fact, this team will not enjoy the best of its capabilities as long as Mason Mount is not there. And I know that sounds like a very strong statement or whatever, but trust me when I say this. Mason Mount in that team is a fucking plus. It is a good thing. It is levels. Because that guy, he does things that I'm starting to see our forward line like they're not doing. Not I'm starting to see, they have not been doing. Like ever since Mount picked up his injury and was off, that thing, that quality or that difference that Mason Mount brought into the team has gone. Now I don't want to stay too much on that Mason Mount thing because I'm actually annoyed with Mason Mount's injury record. I'm upset. His injury record has been extended, and I'm just trying to figure out like what's going on. Is this boy fragile? Like, is he milk? Like, what's happening? Why? You know, the injury situation, I don't want to go too much in it because you know how it is. People don't want to hear that shit. People don't want to hear that we've got injuries, and we don't want to hear that we've got this, we've got that, and it's like, it's fine. But you look at that game, and yes, at times it did seem chaotic, but I'm happy with how we were able to keep them at bay. You know, the defense really put in a shift. De Ligt, Martinez, they put in a proper shift. Onana, oh Jesus! You know, even Jose Mourinho was like that double save that he did. It's levels. That was David De Gea-esque kind of saving. It was brilliant, and for me, because of that, he was my man of the match. Onana has been stellar. He's been doing his part. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose my head again, maybe in a couple of games to come. I know, because of one mistake that he will do. But so far, Onana has been holding us down. He's been doing the right thing. He's been good, and I'm happy. You know, like our defense has been able to, you know, it's crazy because in as much as I think about last season, we have not conceded as much as we did last season, which is a plus, which is always a fucking plus. But my issue right now is the goals. And I'm starting to agree. Not I'm starting, I agree with what Paul Scholes said. This topic that I was trying to have, this conversation I was trying to have with Pastor D, that our forwards are not good enough. I'm sorry. And listen, I'm still willing to give them chance. I'm still willing to give them time. But I think I've seen enough. I think I've seen enough to know that, listen, it's not the manager. I am still backing Erik Ten Hag. It is not the manager. You look at that game against Fenerbahce. That game should have been done by the first half. We were supposed to win that game. And I hate saying we were supposed to. I hate it. I sick and tired. We were supposed to win that game. Why didn't we win that game? Our fucking strikers didn't score. Our wingers didn't score. They didn't put in the shift that was required of them to take us to the next level. And I'm sick and tired of hiding behind the fact that they are young, that we need to give them time, that this. It's like, it's unbecoming. It is unbecoming. Like, how long do we need to keep on waiting? You know, it's funny because Pastor D is laughing at me now when I'm complaining about how these guys are not scoring now, which is totally understandable. But now, listen to this. I've taken that, you know, that thing that I brought up, that issue I brought up with him with regards to these guys not being good enough, is the angle I am taking now. I am not convinced that these boys are going to score us plus 20 season goals, provide assists. Like, I don't see it. I don't see our goal difference improving because of our forwards. We're doing well at the back. Don't get me wrong. At the back, we are holding it down. We are trying. If the defense was completely buggered, we would have been conceding goals. Like, we would have been way worse than what we are right now. So a big shout out to our defensive unit for keeping us at bay right up until this now, because it is them that are keeping this conversation. It is them that are, I guess, saving Erik Ten Hag's job. Because, bro, if we were conceding if let's say we were conceding as much as we were last season, now Erik would be gone. I'm sorry, he would be gone. Because last season, how are people forgetting about last season? How? It was just yesterday. The amount of goals that we conceded last season was mental, especially during this period. And now this season, we're not conceding as much. Our only issue is not scoring. Now, I'm going to put these guys on blast. I'm sorry because, and you guys can say I'm trying to get clicks or whatever. I don't care. But I'm fed up. I am fed up with this. No, let's give them time. I am giving them time. Every time I'm giving them time. But then you look at those finer margins, those little details, those moments, that Rashford goal, that Rashford missed in the first half. Like, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. He could have passed, he could have scored. Why he didn't score, I don't know. Garnacho. This thing, I've been talking about it. Like, I mentioned it, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that I did it. I did. I said, listen, Garnacho's good. He's got everything that we want. He's a threat. But his final ball is bullshit. It's bullshit. And when I say bullshit, don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. Don't say, oh, like I'm trying to say that, nah, Garnacho's completely cack. No, he's not completely cack. But in moments where, if you look at another team or whatever, those positions that we are at, we could have easily buried Fenerbahce in the first half. 3 goals, sit there, pack. Easy. Feed our Uncle Jose his own medicine. You know what I mean? But maybe the game would have developed. But this thing of just saying that, nah, they're young, nah, they're new. Fine. If that's the way that you guys want to go, then you have to accept that we are not going to score goals. Stop this moaning. I am complaining because I am feeling like these guys are not good enough. I've seen enough. I have seen enough. Like, if you're going to complain about us not scoring, you need to add these guys in the conversation. You can't just say we're not scoring and then you tag Erik Ten Hag on it. Like, Erik Ten Hag is the one that's playing there, wearing the number 10 jersey. He's got his Adidas Predators and he's scoring goals. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Rashford was not good. And I know people are going to be like, yeah, he put in a shift. Really? Garnacho. Everybody's going to be like, yo, he put in a shift. Really? Did he do what he was supposed to do? His position. Did he score the goals? Did he? No. He missed chances. You look at Xerxes. Xerxes looked timid. He looked a little bit nervous. I don't know if it is because there was a video that has been circulating where this guy was making fun of Xerxes being not sure if he's a number 10 or number 9 or whatever. And Xerxes liked that video. And, everybody was giving him praises. And I'm like, hey, man, he's a good sport because he gets it and blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know if that affected him. I don't know if he thinks that now people are watching him under the... Like, listen, this is Manchester United. If you came here thinking that, if you thought the expectation is not going to be as high as it is right now, my friend, you are in the wrong club. No, man, it is ridiculous. And then Delo starts off well, shuts down St. Maximin. I'm like, you know what? Delo is in his position there, he's doing his thing. Then what does he do? He completely just betrays me. Like, what is this? That moment when Casemiro gave him that nice pass, he wants to give it back. Shoot! Like, dude, like, nah. Some of the decisions that our players are just not good enough. I'm sorry. The brain, either, I don't know. I don't want to say it's not developed, but footballing wise, the maturity, man, it's ridiculous. I'll compare it to the Barcelona game. I'm telling you, you bring that Barcelona, those kids, Hansi Flick's Barcelona against us, you will see children make grown men run, make grown men dance, run circles around them. Like, why are we not clinical? Why? I'm now starting to feel like, no, we really need to dig into the academy. Who's doing well in the academy? Either that or let's find a way to bring Greenwood back. Like, I'm tired. If Greenwood was here, I don't think we would have been complaining about goals, because Greenwood, like I say to you guys, is the machina of all machinas. Greenwood, people say Garnacho has got the highest ceiling. Are you joking? It is Greenwood. Now, obviously, I'm not going into this situation because I'm frustrated. I want strikers, and I'm talking about Mason Greenwood. Obviously, maybe I know we're not going to get him. I don't know if Manchester United are looking to try and get, so I'm not going to go into but I'm just trying to vent out my frustration with this goal-scoring situation. Everything else is okay. We're just not scoring. And then people have got the fucking nerve to say Erik Ten Hag is at fault for that. Like, How are we watching football? Like, are you just staring nah. So like I said, I'm willing to give these boys a chance and opportunity for them to improve. Like I'm sounding the alarm now because I've seen enough and I just don't see it improving. That's the thing. Maybe you guys see it improving. Maybe you guys are still cool and we can do it. Like I'm going to continue supporting them. But I think I've seen enough to know that I don't think these guys are going to be those guys. You know what I mean? We want to make it into top 4. We want to make it into Champions League. You need to score fucking goals. The Premier League, you need to score goals. You don't score goals, you remain behind. In as much as we will win our games, if we win them 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 1-1, 2-2, our goal difference is not improving. Everybody else is just there thumping teams 3, 4, 5, building a very healthy goal difference to help them or serve them at the end of the season. So for me, it is the attackers. I have a bone to pick with those guys. Rashford, Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund. I don't understand why Ahmad is not playing. I'm seeing people now complaining that, Ahmad should have started. You're only saying that now because you are frustrated and complaining. But when Ahmad was being dropped and we wanted him, nobody was saying anything. Everybody wanted Garnacho and Rashford. You didn't want Ahmad. Now Ahmad is not playing and we're not doing very well. You're starting to realize and notice that, oh my God, like we really do have a player in Ahmad. Then you're now like, why isn't Ahmad playing? And then you're trying to pin it on Erik Ten Hag and what he's trying. Nah. My only thing with Erik Ten Hag is that he needs to. You see our wingers. We have 4. One is currently injured. But we had Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad, and Anthony. Who's the other winger that we've got? No, those are only 4. And they all play in their specific positions. Obviously, they can alternate. They can alternate. But Garnacho, Rashford left, Ahmad, Anthony right. My issue right now with Erik Ten Hag is this thing of now trying to bring Rashford this side. Because Rashford had a good game against Brentford on the right. We're now forcing it. And now it's chowing Ahmad's game time. At the same time, Garnacho this side is not doing the fucking thing. So we have we've got 2 left wingers who are just not doing it. And it should be one of them starting over the other and coming off for the other one. Between Garnacho and Rashford. That's how it should be. That left side, Garnacho, Rashford, they should be duking it out. This side, Ahmad, Anthony, they should be duking it out. It shouldn't be cross-pollinated because now it's confusing. Now it's creating this situation where you, the fan, are now creating scenarios and situations where you want to blame the manager for his decisions. Like, I have never seen a manager get so blamed as much as Erik Ten Hag for his decisions. It has now become disrespect because we don't think he's capable of it. We don't think he's capable of taking us to promised land. We're now undermining him. So now disrespect comes in. You question his starting lineup. You question the players that he puts in. You don't even want to understand. When he wins, you don't give him credit. When he loses, you are the first one to fucking open your mouth and come here and start criticizing him. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I looked at that game yesterday and all I could remember was Benny McCarthy say, these boys, on their day, they can kill anybody. You look at training, they kill people. Come game day, it is a shock. It is a shock. Like, and that's what happened. Like, dude, score! Score! Like, what the fuck? Score, dude. Don't think too much, score. No, we're not scoring. It's cool. For me, I've concluded. In my mind, these boys are not good enough. So the more they don't score, like, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it because I already know that they're not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going now into this thing expecting 1-0s, 2-1s. I'm not expecting so much from these guys. I'm expecting them to put in a shift. I'm expecting them not to lose. I'm expecting them to, if it gets tough, get a point. But I'm not expecting goals from these guys. I'm sorry. If they come around and surprise me and score bangers, hell, I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad indeed. I will be in it, Baba. You know what I mean? I will dance. I love my club. Don't get me wrong. I love my club. I just don't like it the state that it's going and the way people are shifting blame. We were having a conversation on the Glory Reds channel yesterday. And, it was so funny because people were people were talking about, oh, our passing is dreadful, this, and people kept saying we were not ruthless, because now the topic was, why didn't we get certain strikers, like Kane, Watkins, and all these things. And I'm sitting there asking the questions like, okay, we were not ruthless. Who is this we in this conversation? Can we elaborate on this we? Because I'm trying to understand who this we is. You keep saying we, but is it Erik or what? Like I need to understand. And they kept on we. Nobody had the balls to come out and say, listen, yeah, we're starting to understand why you guys are siding with this, because this is an in-your situation. Xerxes in your signing, Ugarte in your signing. Like a lot of the players that came in this season were in your signings. They were in your signings. And you come here and start saying, now Erik Ten Hag, these are his players. It's fine. It's fine. I totally understand. But our attackers, not good enough, in my opinion. And I'll stick to it until they change my opinion otherwise. But I'm not happy. I'm actually hurt by that display at the moment. So it's kind of like a weird situation for me, because I'm like, I know that you guys can actually score goals. I know what you're capable of. It's like I said yesterday in the graph. You know what I mean? Like, we are here, right? We need to go like boom, boom, right? But we are stuck in this fucking, like, we can't take off. There's no lift off. We need to bring Elon Musk to bring in some jet fuels or some shit to help us. Like, it's not working. So I see it, but at the same time, you hope and wish that these boys will give you that fucking validation and vindication for what you've been seeing and hoping, and then dololo. It's like, nah. So at this present time, like, I'm a little bit confused, but I have not wavered. I'm still Erik Ten Hag in. I'm still supporting the boys. I still think I have a feeling we'll win against West Ham. I know West Ham have had more chance for them to train than we have, but I have a feeling we're going to win against West Ham. I don't know why. We're going to be playing against Spider. It's going to be interesting to see Garnacho or Rashford, because he's going to eat one of them. Believe it. So it'll be very interesting to see what we do against West Ham. But I actually think we're going to win that game, because the Magnifico is back. Then we're not going to have to see this Mazraoui situation, because I know that thing drove people crazy. So Mazraoui is not going to be there. Mazraoui is going to go back to his position. I don't know if Dalot is going to go back to left and Mazraoui to the right. I don't know. But things are going to go back to normal-ish. Bruno's going to come in with fire, I hope, and, just cement himself as one of the greatest number 10s, and yeah, that's my hope. And then we smack West Ham 3. And then the next week, Leicester again, and then Chelsea, we will deal with Chelsea when we get to Chelsea, because that one is going to be a banger. That one is going to be fire. I have a bone to pick with Chelsea, so we will get there when we get there. But right here, right now, Onana was my man of the match. Amazing saves yesterday. Like, class personified. Like, it was crazy. I mean, Jose Mourinho's reaction was the best. He was like, wait, what? Like, it was beautiful. And I was like, wow. You have really let in some howlers, but my guy, you have put in some proper saves too. So with that regard, I've got nothing much to say about that. Thank you for listening to the Glory Reds podcast. I apologize for my little rant. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm good. Like, I'm happy. I'm not very stressed out about Manchester United, because I know where we are. I know who we are. I'm not trying to overestimate who we are. I'm not trying to. I mean, obviously, I have when I gave my predictions to Pastor D, because Pastor D still doesn't get how I keep on saying, man, we'll make it into top 4. I just say it, like, because I'm trying to put in good energy, universe. At the same time, obviously, with the football that I've seen, I just feel like there's no way that this can't happen. If it doesn't happen, all well and good. But Pastor D would like to, wait and see how things pan out, so that he can make his judgment. But he also feels like something is not right, and he's just gonna reserve his comments. So I understand. I understand. So I know our club. Like, I had a conversation with one of an Arsenal fan the other day, and he was trying to he so we had a conversation about Erik Ten Hag last season, blah blah blah. He was trying to say he's not good enough, blah blah blah. Cool. Then he sent me a message again saying that, listen, man, remember that conversation that we had against Erik Ten Hag, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, and I doubled down. I'm like, man, listen, I'm not changing my tune. I'm still backing this manager. And he was like, you're kidding. And I'm like, what's funny is that you went through the same thing. And he was like, yeah. And then with Arteta, and I'm like, even you, like the guy I'm talking to, at that moment when you wanted to sack Arteta, you were one of the fans. You wanted to get rid of him. But somehow your club just found the balls and the clarity and said, listen, let's just give him a chance. You gave him a chance. You add the fact that they were not represented, they were not playing or participating in Europe, which meant that from Monday to Monday or Monday to Friday, these guys had ample time to work on what we are now seeing right now. Manchester United have not had this. How are people not understanding this? We have not had an opportunity to work. But forget the preseason. The preseason was bullshit. It has been bullshit. Like 3 preseasons, and we have done nothing. Manchester United have not had the opportunity. We've not had 1 month where we are working on tactics, on our own football. Complete. No game in between, no disturbance, no traveling, nothing. We have not had it. Chelsea had it before they had this resurgence, before Pochettino, when they didn't make it to Europe. I'm trying to make a point. Now, unfortunately for Manchester United, we just cannot afford to not make it to Europe. We need the guap. So by all means, and unfortunately or fortunately, however we want to see it, we beat City in the FA Cup, which put us in Europa. Because under this, we were not supposed to be, and I was comfortable with it. I remember telling Pastor D that, listen, I don't want us to be in Europe. I want us to be completely off. Because it is only then when these boys have had so much time on the training ground that we can judge them. Right now, to be honest, to be completely honest with you, these guys don't have enough time to work on what they want to work on. And I know some of you are going to be like, yeah, but that's bullshit. How come Liverpool and these guys already started a long time ago? The system is already there. We have not yet built in our system. So I told the guy, I'm like, listen, man, you guys had so much time. And I even told him, I wasn't surprised when Arsenal came in the next season and they were firing on all cylinders. I wasn't surprised. If you were, then you are not a fan. Because you don't understand what it means. You don't understand that time, practicing, training, it goes a long way. You look at Chelsea right now. When they were buying all those players and it was all confusing and they were having bad results. But they were not in Europe. They were not. They had a chance to keep on training. And then slowly but surely, Chelsea started improving gradually. Even though I was trying to ignore it because I was annoyed by them, but they started improving. Now they are where they are. Manchester United needs that same energy. That it needs that. We need a sabbatical from Europe. We do. We need to go retrospection, go look into the mirror, go back and check our record. Because I read something that Man City have already broken our record in Europe, which is insane. I didn't read what record it was because I was just like, nah. But come on. So, Manchester United fans, I beg you. I know you guys want the Erik Ten Hag to leave, but he's not going anywhere. If you want Erik Ten Hag to go, né, chase Ineos. Talk to them. Start the fire there because they're the ones who are ultimately going to get rid of Erik Ten Hag. You're gonna sit here until the cows come home and complain and complain and complain and complain that hey, talk to Ineos. Talk to Ineos. And that's my thing. I want you guys to allocate the blames and stuff to the rightful people. Don't just allocate blame haphazardly like, hey, we're not pressing because of Erik Ten Hag. We're not heading the balls because of Erik Ten Hag. We are losing possession because of Erik Ten Hag. Like, what the fuck is that? Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy, Don Benito. Please subscribe, hit your notification bell. Every time you see Glory Reds pop up there, you know it's your boy, Don Benito, or Pastor D in the house. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Peace.